let's start with Marcus Davenport. I think that's a tough decision to evaluate because he's got something there that the Lions liked. Clearly, they went out and felt like, okay, Aaron Glenn and the defense would benefit from what he brings to the table. Now, you gave a contract, I think, north of $5 million, 5.5, and I think that's maybe a little bit high there as well. I would go 1 year, 3 million most with a lot of incentives. But I think that for depth, if you've targeted him, if you go low and you have an opportunity to get him affordably, you can't have really too many depth pieces along the defensive line. I think that he showcased a little bit of spark when he was here, but unfortunately, the problem is that there's a very big risk to put him as a roster spot as opposed to a younger player because of his extreme. But last year's injury was a fluke injury. It wasn't one of those deals that was degenerative. It was just he got hit in the right spot and gone for the year. And the upper arm injury and the injury that he suffered was a football playing injury that could happen to anybody. So it wasn't as a result of the lingering issues that he's had in the past. And I do think that if he spent a year in your meetings rooms and spent time with the coaches, if it's affordable, no more than 2.5, $3 million, I would say yes, but I'd be willing to do it. But my prediction right now is no. But I think there's wiggle room there to potentially make a deal if affordable. At your rate, I'm going heck no. If that's what the agent says, if the agent and Christian says that's the number, I'm like, see ya. Sorry, that's not the number.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Davenport, the interesting part is he's got the long trajectory of injuries, and so it makes it very tough to project. I mean, he hasn't played a full season, and when you talk about the fact that Davenport's been in this league a while, like I think that the Lions, like I said, 5.5 million is the highest I'm going. I could be talked into lower, but I'm not getting talked into higher. And so if there's a team out there that does see a little bit more in him, um, then that's one that the Lions are going to have to part ways with. But I think that there is a good point there that you made, and it's the fact that there's something there with him, and he just hasn't been able to unlock it due to a various number of injuries and fluky things. And we did see the Lions take another chance on Emmanuel Mosley last year after his injury in 2023 limited him to just one game. They did take another chance on him, and it didn't end up working out. So again, Davenport is an interesting one because I still think he's got more left in the tank. It's just a matter of whether or not he can stay healthy. I do not believe the Lions should plan around having Marcus Davenport, and if they make this move, then they say, "Oh, we're good at the edge now because we have Hutchinson and Davenport." I still think you have to invest younger, and whether or not they view Davenport as a piece that can help them in 2025, I think he could be a leader for the room. But at the end of the day, the best ability is availability. And, I don't think it's the same argument as Melifonwu because Melifonwu has been in the league 4 years and he's had a couple of different things, whereas Davenport has a little bit of a longer runway where injuries have consistently been a theme. And so I think that with Davenport, there's not as much upside to keeping him. And so, I mean, I'm putting out there the take it or leave it deal. And if he doesn't take it, then he doesn't take it. So I'm 50-50 on Davenport right now. I lean no, but I certainly think there's a future where he can end up back in Detroit for 2025.